Midwest Box Trucking back. And in today's video, as promised, I want to give you guys a quick run through of my Amazon relay numbers over the course of the last 2 weeks and 3 days. So just about 2 weeks, I've been running for Amazon relay. I've completed 11 trips as of yesterday morning, today being Friday. And yeah, pretty much I'm going to, as promised, give you guys a quick run through of my numbers over the course of my first 11 trips. And I also have a couple quick things I want to touch on towards the end of the video. So stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into the numbers. So like I said, I completed 11 trips over the course of the last 2 weeks. And for those 11 trips, I have a total of 1,518 loaded miles. Now that doesn't include deadhead. And just as a heads up, I'm still calculating my exact cost per mile. I'm factoring in my year-to-date rental fees and my gas or my fuel costs. So within the next 2-3 days, I'll have an exact cost per mile, but I do have my total gross, like I said, for my first 11 trips with Amazon Relay. So yeah, I had a total of 1,518 total loaded miles, okay? And for those 1,518 total loaded miles, I received a total gross payout of $4,183.03. Okay, so those are my numbers for the first 11 trips with Amazon Relay. Like I said, a total of 1,518 loaded miles, not including deadhead, for a total of $4,183.03. Okay, and I will warn you guys, it is some deadhead included. I'm not going to get directly into those numbers today. I just kind of wanted to get the Amazon Relay numbers out. And yeah, I've been busy. I've been grinding. So I planned to get this video out 2 or 3 days ago, but I've just been, moving. So trying to keep the thing going and, stay in the flow of things. So I haven't had time, but yeah, that's why I'm just bringing you, my base gross payout for those 11 trips. And like I said, in the next 2-3 days, I have an exact cost per mile. And you want to know your cost per mile because, I'm gonna just be honest with you. The box trucking thing, it's real. And you can end up driving and not making a profit or actually, losing money, if you're not on top of your costs. Okay. And yeah, just to give you guys somewhat of an idea of my deadhead, I got off the phone with the rental company, Enterprise, yesterday, and we did my first, mileage payout. And I've put over 2,100 miles on my box truck rental. So if I tell you I drove a total of 1,518 loaded miles, and I have over 2,100 miles on my box truck, that'll give you guys somewhat of an idea of my deadhead, if you kind of put the numbers together yourself. But my first week, I was not so much focused on, my cost per mile, but more so my performance coming in with Amazon Relay. So I kind of understand, why I picked up a little more deadhead than expected. I did narrow that down the second week a lot. I think I cut it in half. And this week coming up, or actually starting today, I've routed myself to where I have minimal deadhead. And I'm kind of applying the OTR aspect to the Amazon relay thing because I've already been to Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana, Missouri, and of course, Illinois. But yeah, I've completed 11 trips, and within those 11 trips, I've hit, 4 or 5 different states. So I'm not just staying exactly local. It is times where it's an overnight deal, or like this particular trip, I'll be out a couple days. So yeah, I'm kind of applying the OTR aspect to Amazon Relay because, that kind of can, decrease the deadhead. Instead of doing a run and coming home, I can do a run and then pick up a load there going somewhere else and eventually route myself back near home. And by that time, I've made enough to whatever deadhead I need to pick up to get home, whether it be 100, 200 miles. I probably have made over $2,000 on this outing. So, it's kind of worth it, where you're not just picking up deadhead between each trip back home, then deadheading back to the DC and so forth. So yeah, I'm working on narrowing down my costs, and I kind of see where I need improvement, and that's why you kind of want to be on top of your cost per mile, because you want to know what areas you can do better in, and then correct those issues to save money in the near future. Because yeah, you don't want to drive for a month or two. And that's why it was kind of bugging me. It's only been 2 weeks, but I wanted to get home. And yeah, I spent a large portion of yesterday's, morning, crunching numbers and, putting together all of my rental fees, because it gets hectic when you out on the road and you're trying to focus on your performance, and, how you're, moving out there. And then also trying to, stay on top of, your cost per mile, your gas, and just different things that come with, expenses out on the road. So yeah, I was anxious to actually see, how I was doing. And like I said, I picked up more deadhead the first week than I would have wanted to have, but, it just kind of, comes with the territory. Like I said, I know why it happened. I understand. And it was kind of planned. So, but here upcoming, I'm trying to, like I said, have a very close knit, routing process. And that's what I'm working on. I'm getting a little better with the Relay app, like figuring, different things out. You have to be careful. One thing, I made a mistake. I actually double booked 2 trips. Okay. And what happened was I had a night load, which occurred later Wednesday night, and it ran into Thursday morning. And I didn't book my next trip at the same time. It was a while later. And I just remembered I had a trip booked for Wednesday. So I'm thinking I was clear on Thursday, didn't look. And when I booked the trip, I realized, and Relay allowed me to do it, I realized that I had double booked. One trip was running into early Thursday morning, and I had a trip starting early Thursday morning. And I literally had my finger on the reject button. And sometimes you got to think on your feet. I'll also let you guys know I have a 80% performance score at this time. And the reason being, I booked a 6 trip run by mistake. And 2 of my drop-offs, the app, as well as the process of me unloading, caused me to miss 2 emails for 1 trip. And that dropped me from 100% to 80%. And I've still been seeing pretty good loads on the board, but yes, it did drop my score from 100% to 80%. And I'm just kind of dealing with it. Like I said, now I'm 11 trips in. That was the only trip I had an issue on. Just kind of waiting on them to recycle whatever their performance score process is. But yeah, so you have to be careful on the app. I've double booked the trip. And with that process, like I said, I had my finger on the reject button. And I'm thinking like, man, my performance score is already at 80%. If I reject this second load, and both loads were bringing me, I was going out and they were bringing me right back, near home, one closer than the other. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna run both of them and report the delay. And that's the decision I made. I said, hey, I'm gonna run the first one. And when it's time for me to begin the second one, I'm gonna report a delay and I'm gonna run that one also. And yeah, I didn't think I could afford to reject that load. So, hey, when I booked the second load, it did give me a message saying, hey, the driver you're booking for the second load conflicts with a load they're doing, before this one. And I went ahead and booked it anyway. So the day of, Amazon Relay bailed me out and they canceled one of the loads. They canceled the second load that I had booked. So I was like, phew. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't reject it because I'm sure I would have been in the 70 percentile. So yeah, it was just, you got to kind of, stay on top of the app and, watch what you're doing because it's easy to make a mistake. So yeah, just that, putting that out so you guys can kind of, use that as, some type of insight when using the app. Be careful how you book your trips. They allow me to, double book. So yeah, but yeah, those are my numbers. Like I said, 11 trips, 1,518 loaded miles, $4,183.03 is my total gross payout. Not net, but total gross payout. So yeah, I have a few trips lined up here. Let's see. See if I could get you guys a glimpse at my lineup for starting actually in a few hours. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see. But if you look here, this is kind of what I have booked up. And yeah, they're pretty much running back to back within my hours of service. Of course, I have the breaks during the night for my hours of service, but yeah, pretty much I have myself routed, pretty, tight. So we'll see how this one works out and kind of go from there. Yeah. So that's kind of that. And then I also want to, touch on one other thing. Over the course of the past, I would say 2 to 3 weeks, I've been getting a lot of inquiries about consultations. And, pretty much I actually booked my first consultation yesterday, with a gentleman that's looking to get into the trucking industry. And so, yes, due to demand, when I came in, I had no, intentions on doing business consultations whatsoever. My plan was to strictly document, my processes, entering the box truck game. So, due to demand, I am going to be rolling out a, consultation program as well as, a mentoring program, and I also had the same gentleman, sign up for that. And what it will be is I'm going to do a $50 initial consultation. I'm not going to time it. We'll use a common sense aspect towards, how long it should run. But $50 for an initial consultation. And then, I'm going to do probably like a $250 mentoring program. It's not going to be a course. It's going to be a hands-on mentoring program where I'll provide you with a phone number that you can contact me at directly. I have no problem accepting your calls. It's going to be a limited number of people, probably a total of no more than 25 people. Okay, and what I'm going to do is provide a phone number. You'll be able to contact me with whatever issues, that you're having, within your trucking company, as far as setting up your LLC, obtaining your CDL, certifications, your BOC3, your UCR, whatever is needed, and it's different for Sprinter vans and box trucks. Sprinter vans don't require a UCR. Sprinter vans don't use a ELD. Sprinter vans, it's multiple differences with Sprinter vans. You can also legally sleep in a Sprinter van. So those are, some of the things that, I can, help you guys out with. And like I say, it's just due to demand. I keep getting multiple emails, and it's mainly, I'm gonna be honest with you, pertaining to individuals that want to enter into the Sprinter van game, more so than box trucking, and I'm gonna tell you guys, if you're interested in getting into the Sprinter van game, I'm the guy you want to talk to. Okay, I can get you guys set up and stable in the Sprinter van game, and also help you avoid, crucial mistakes that I made when entering into the Sprinter van game, because I kind of put all my eggs in one basket. And, the load board is not a big help with finding loads for a Sprinter van. It's a particular process you want to follow to be lucrative in the Sprinter van game, but you can make just as much money as, a lower level box truck operator, somebody who's not really, grinding in the box truck game. A Sprinter van can generate, the same amount of, revenue for less overhead. So for the people that's interested in getting into, the trucking industry, like I said, email me at midwestboxtrucking@gmail.com. I'm doing $50 initial consultations and a $250 hands-on direct mentoring program where I'll personalize a business plan for you individually, and not, a course where, whatever. But that's the plan. So just wanted to get that out there for you guys. So, everybody that's asking can kind of, have a avenue to, get in contact with me regarding, like I said, consultations or mentoring. So yeah, with that being said, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover today. And yeah, I'm about to get up, get out, and get ready to hit this road, knock these 4 trips out, and hey, go from there. So as usual, you guys stay safe out there, take it easy, and have a good one. Appreciate you.